Hello, everyone. This is Heba. I will be your host today for the release meeting. Today is June 21st, and I will have the agenda and meeting notes here in the chat. So please feel free to add your name, pronouns, and if you have any release team role to the attendees. Before starting everything, let's remind everyone that this meeting is running under CNCF Code of Conduct, which means be nice, be kind to each other. And with that, I will share my screen and let's get started. All right, so thank you for people who started to add. I cannot see any open discussion so far, so we will go ahead and start our update status, the enhancement team.
Hello. So the enhancements phrase is now in effect starting from 16th June. So we are currently accepting any exception requests, those enhancements who were removed from milestone or those who still want to opt in. Currently the metrics situations look like it's around 59 of them are successfully tracked. And the remaining 6 of them have been removed from milestone because they didn't satisfy the criteria, and 2 were deferred to next release. And so as far till now, we have received around 4 announcements, out of which 2 are approved and 1 was rejected, and the other one is still in progress of getting approved or rejected. So yeah, that's the current status, and the current status is green. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the update. Any question to the enhancement team?
Yeah, I do have a question. It seems like the exception that is pending right now, they don't have a PRR reviewer assigned. So I want to see what folks are thinking. If like we obviously need them to have a PRR reviewer for us to even know how much time to grant them. There's not much progress on that side. So Atara, what are you thinking? Like if they can't find a reviewer by end of day today or end of day tomorrow, we're going to reject it?
Yeah, most likely. And also on the issue itself, if we go to the issue of this announcement, the lead still hasn't opted in for this announcement. If we see through the issue, so that's kind of another thing, because we also would need someone to have lead opted in label, and also even though all the work has been done, it would still need a whole PRR review, and it might take some time, which at the current moment, at the current time frame, we might not accept it.
Yeah. Okay. Would you mind just commenting that on the that exception thread? One is that the lead opted in, and the second is that they need to find a reviewer ASAP.
Yep, sure. We'll do that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other question to the enhancement team? All right. So thank you. Moving to CI signal, John.
Yep. So we're looking good on CI signal. You can see we've got the 4 flaky and the 1 failing, all of which are currently being worked on. They've got the tickets out there. So we're fully green and ready to go. Most of the 1 failing was infrastructure modification. So they dropped Ubuntu 1804 images, and so they're just having to rip out the references there. So I think we'll be good after that. And I think Meha had some things that she wanted to update outside of that status, right?
Yes, a little thing like that got unnoticed in the initial week. So yes, I wanted to get an attention that we are discontinuing the sending weekly CI signal report for this release. But you can still find the CI signal status in this weekly release team notes, or also in the CI signal project board. And this decision has been agreed upon in the 1.27 retrospective meetings. And yes, for regarding the same, I will send an emails to the appropriate groups. So yes, this was the thing I needed to get everybody's attention, like for any confusions. So yes, thank you.
Thank you. Any other update from CI Signal? Okay, thank you. Any questions? All right, moving to Bacteriage, Prakat.
Thanks, Eva. Hey, folks. Our status screen, we don't have any blocking issues nor PRs. On the update side, all the issues and PRs are assigned to the team members and being tracked. We had a first round of pings already to the PR owners and SIG leads. We are, I think, good on that side. Another update is we have 2 PRs which updates the Bacteriage handbook. Please take a look. There is one, the other one is like, second one is the still VIP, but that can be still reviewed. So the end goal is both of them should get merged, and after that we should have the up-to-date Bacteriage handbook. Thanks.
Thank you for working that. All right, any question to Bacteriage? Thank you. Moving to docs.
Hey, folks. Things are green over on docs. Caps have been assigned to all of the shadows, and we are currently reaching out to everybody to make sure that they go ahead and open a docs placeholder PR if they need it, and updating the tracking board as we go accordingly. So we're all good over here.
Thank you. Any question to the docs? All right, so moving to release notes.
Hello, so we're good as well. Current status is green. The version 1.28.0 Alpha 2 PRs were already merged last week. We have reached out to all the SIGs around the major teams collection thread and discussion, and also announced the deadlines to receive the feedback. And we're planning to create the version 1.28 Alpha 3 website and release note PRs shortly.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you.
All right, moving to comms.
Hi, good morning. Our current status is green. We don't have any particular updates. We are still keeping an eye of the enhancement board, and probably next weeks we will also see the feature block tracking sheet to start looking for that.
Thank you. Any question to comms? All right, moving to release branch management. Do we have Arnold here?
Yes. Hey. Sorry. So Alpha 3 is out as mentioning CI Signal update. We didn't have any major issue for that. I think we are good for Alpha 4 next week, unless we're going to introduce a new change, forcing us to delay in that. So that's it.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, so moving to Leonard.
Hello, everyone. So I have just one topic, which is about the mid-cycle retro. So every release cycle, we have 2 or 3 retros. During the retro, we will just talk about what is going very well, what can we improve, just general bringing up issues, talking maybe about changing some practices we have in the release team. And we have usually one retro during like halfway through the release cycle, which is usually about the 9th week. I believe we are in the 6th week, so in 3 weeks. and I would go ahead and schedule the retro for the 9th week. And that's it. So this would be another meeting. And we will have, as I said, again, before, we have another one at the end of the release cycle. Maybe if you think about already how your experience was, maybe you noticed like some things. For example, we have like one big change in merging the bug triage team and the CI signal team. There's also like one change which I saw Meha posting, that we discontinue the CI signal reporting. So I think these are interesting discussion items. We could talk about them in the retro. Maybe you have like some other ideas. So feel free to add this to the retro agenda as soon as it's created. I will make sure to post it in chat, in the Slack channel, and also bring it up next week in the discussion items. Any comments, questions?
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Leonard. Okay, moving to release lead, Grace.
Yep, hi folks. APAC meetings have been scheduled. So if you are subscribed to the release team calendar, you should see on your calendar. Please check and let me know if it's not there. The first one should be on June 30th, 6 a.m. Eastern time, 3 a.m. Pacific time. So that's really meant for APAC folks to attend. So the first one is June 30th. Let me put that down, and going to be hosted by Brad. On June 30th. And then bug triage and CI signal are going under a merge. But the first step for them to do that is to update their current handbooks. So if you were shadows on this team in previous releases or current shadow, we would love your help here. And this is the kind of work that has really long-term impacts. And then lastly, I want to give a big shout out to the enhancement team for all the work they've done to lay the foundation of this release. We have 59 tracked out of, I think, almost 70, which is the highest throughput I've ever seen. Like usually only a third of the enhancement make it through enhancement freeze. And so we are doing something right here to make sure that the enhancement team is not being overworked, but we're receiving a very large number of enhancements. So yeah, thank you, enhancement team.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks for all the works of the shadow. Really, that was a great help. And also shout out to the PRR team as well, getting in all the PRR reviews done before the freeze. And yeah, they're constant. And thanks to the leads as well, you, Grace and Leo, and all the release shadows. Yeah, kudos to all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the enhancement team and the whole team. Any question to release lead? All right. Moving the last item, which is the SIG scalability. I can see it's green without any updates, so that looks good. Yeah, I think this is it for the updates. Any question in general? Anyone wanted to discuss anything?
Yeah. About the announcement request exception request that we got in, I just took a look, and then I found out that the current they would just need a PRR review done. Otherwise, their work is totally done. So we would need to ping the whole PRR team. Apart from that, everything else seems to be done. So yeah.
Yeah. I think the problem is that there's not one PRR reviewer who are responsible for it. And so that will take more time, or take them more time to find a reviewer. And then I don't know how long that review is going to be, because the reviewer hasn't even, know the existence of the enhancement yet. So
yeah, so should we then so should we just reject it then? Because if we ask the PRR team, so it would take more time. So if we can't ask the author itself to get a PRR review done, it would happen before the exception, after the exception request is done, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna ping them one more time, the KEP author today, and ask that they find a PR reviewer. But I also suspect that the PR reviewers kind of go on a break after enhancement freeze, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, so yeah, so we can just then reject it.
what do you think? I am leaning towards rejecting it right now because it has been like a day since I reached out to PR reviewers. Usually they're pretty responsive. Yeah, Leo?
Yep.
So I have not checked out the exception request in detail, but I would also keep in mind if this exception request covers like an important feature, this should also be considered. I think in general, if the PRR team, and I just wrote this also in chat, if they don't respond,
Yeah.
it's a response for us. So I think we should not like push them into picking this up if they don't have time. That's a very busy time for them. So
Yeah,
we
I
should
mean,
also keep that in mind.
yeah, okay. It is an alpha feature that has never been reviewed by PRRs. So there is also a possibility that there's a flood of reviews or change requests. So I am leaning towards rejecting this right now.
Yeah. So maybe we could quickly check if this touches the API. If so, it's even more unlikely that it will get in the release. So, right. I would also lean towards rejecting at this point, but I would check out maybe the change in more detail first.
Yeah, but yeah. I'm also +1 with rejecting this announcements for now, because the time frame with the current time frame we are in, they would also need a couple of more days to review the PRR, and as we are not getting any response, that means that the PRR team is now. Did I cut off? Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we are okay with rejecting this one. I'm a +1 to that.
Okay, yeah, I just looked quickly at the KEP and there is an API component to it. I don't know if that's like the KK API, but it's also, yeah, okay. I think we can just agree to reject this, Leo.
Not to this topic, but just something maybe which is interesting also for everybody who is new to the team. Maybe we can also discuss this in a retro, but I think it might be interesting. So after those like bigger milestones, to briefly talk a little bit more about what the enhancement team did in the last weeks. So everybody who is maybe not on the team, but in general interested about the work can also understand more closely, okay, what is this PRR team and so on. Maybe this like giving like maybe like a very short 10 minutes, 5 minutes discussion maybe next week, or if you like. I think this could be very interesting for everybody.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, also we would need to update, I think about this previously, but yeah, we would need to update the PRR guidelines as well. It's a lot of gray area right now on when to put on the tracking point of whether to how the PRR reviews work generally. So yeah, we would need to reach out with the PRR team and update make the guidelines clear for them as well.
Sounds good. Would you like to talk about the work next week, maybe a little bit, 5 or 10 minutes? The enhancements team. Give like a introduction shortly.
Are we talking?
Don't worry.
No,
I think this could be
are we
very
talking-
interesting for everybody. That's just
Yeah,
why.
sure. Are we talking this time or do we want to do it next week?
I think next week we can do a check-in to go over things you can talk about, Trevor.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic.
That's great. Any other topic to discuss before ending the meeting? All right. Okay, I'll stop recording. Thank you, everyone.